So now let's talk about the social ecological model. And really, what the social ecological model is looking at the social and ecological, meaning the environment, and really looking at how our social environment impacts us as individuals. And so, down here at the bottom, you see what the model looks like. This is like a oval shape or egg shape, but if you can imagine this being a full circle, and if this was actually a circle, you would see the individual at the center of it. And what it shows is that an individual is impacted by their relationships, which their relationships ultimately are impacted by the community, which is ultimately impacted by societal, which is like the government, rules, laws, regulations, and policies, etc., the systems that govern society. And all those things impact the individual, which is the individual sits in the middle. So when we're trying to understand what exactly is the socio-ecological model, it is a framework that helps understand the multiple levels of influence on health and well-being. It recognizes that individuals' behaviors are shaped not only by personal choice, but also by relationships, community, environment, and the broader social factors. Health is not just a personal choice, it is shaped by systems and policies. The socio-ecological model consists of five interconnected levels, each representing a different layer of influence on health outcomes. And so when you look at that, we have what did I say, five? Okay, so the problem is that most of the time it shouldn't set that. I should say four because they break out societal and social as two different levels, but really that's just one level. All right, societal government, that's one level. But so let's just think of it as four levels. And so we have the individual level where the individual sits at the center of the social ecological model, where the person's behaviors and knowledge and skills are impacted, or we can focus on targeting person's personal behaviors and knowledge and skills. Another is the interpersonal levels, which is relationships. So looking at family, friends, and social networks. Then we have the community level, which are neighborhoods, schools, workplaces, and local organizations. And then we also have the societal, which is the policy level, like laws, policies, and systematic structures that affect public health. One of the things to understand about when we're looking at the socio-ecological model, like why are we talking about this in this class? What is the benefit? Some of the things to understand about this is that depending on how you are trying to impact a person, there's different ways that you can access them. There's different ways that you can drive there to be changes within that person's life. For example, sometimes you can work with them one on one, right? You can access them easily. But if it's a child, sometimes you're not able to just go right up to a child. Like we have a childhood obesity issue, right? You're not gonna be able to go up to a child and say, "Hey, you're obese. Let's work on something." You may have to go through their parents, right? So, and you may not directly be able to impact the child, but you can maybe go ahead and address their parents and talk to the parents on how they're feeding their children. You also might not be able to capture or to go to the parents or to the child. So instead, what you might do is organize a community walking group or create local youth sports within the community. And the hopes is that it would attract more children to actually come and participate. So that's at the community level. You also could look at the societal level by implementing rules, laws, regulations, and policies, i.e., making physical education a part of the educational curriculum and make it mandatory that people from K through 12 take a physical education class that literally has them out there being physical and active. Also, maybe requiring that they take a nutrition class as well. So now we are impacting the social constructs of society, right? So when you look at the socio-ecological model, it's really how to understand how can we impact an individual, at which level is the most appropriate way to address a problem. The best solution is a solution that's able to address every single level, right? So then we're attacking the problem at both multiple levels, multiple directions. And so, CHW socio-ecological model. CHWs address health challenges at multiple levels, helping individuals strengthen families, improving communities, and advocating for policies. Health behaviors are shaped by more than personal choices. They're shaped by community environments, policies, and social systems play a significant role in all that. By engaging in both direct services and advocacy, CHWs help create lasting public health improvements. CHWs are the agents of change in the social ecological model. And so when we're looking at the individual level, this is really focusing on getting people to change their personal knowledge, their attitudes, and behaviors. So the individual level focuses on personal choices, health behaviors, knowledge, and biological factors that influence health. Factors such as education, lifestyle choices, and health literacy play a role in overall well being. CHW's role at the individual levels is provide health education and counseling, support individuals in developing healthy habits, and assist in understanding medication instructions, and also address barriers to health literacy. So, as CHWs helps the newly diagnosed diabetic patient understand how to monitor their blood sugar, adjust their diet, and access medication. Interpersonal level is family, friends, and social networks. So the interpersonal level focuses on relationships and social connections, including family, friends, peers, and support systems that influence health behaviors. Supportive relationships can enforce healthy behaviors, while lack of support can increase stress, isolation, and health risk. And so CHWs at this level is encouraging family involvement, organizing peer support groups, address cultural and social barriers, promote social programs. A CHW starts, example is a CHW starts a support group for pregnant women, providing education on prenatal care, postpartum depression, and breastfeeding. At the community level, this is focusing more on the neighborhoods, workplace, schools, and local institutions. So the community level includes social and physical environments such as neighborhoods, workplaces, school, faith-based organizations, and community groups. These environments can either promote health or contribute to health disparities depending on access to resources, healthcare, and support services. So CHW's role would be to advocate for healthier food options and food deserts, work with local clinics, schools, and community centers, address environmental health concerns, assist in developing local health initiatives. So example would be a CHW partner with a local church to organize free blood pressure screenings for communities. Societal/policy level. The societal level includes policy, laws, and cultural norms that shape healthcare systems, public health efforts, and health equity. So policies at this level determine access to healthcare, funding for health programs, and protections against discriminations. CHW role at the societal policy levels advocate for legislation that expands healthcare access, promote public policies that improve housing conditions, work safety, and environmental health, participate in public health campaigns that raise awareness of health disparities, support policies that protect vulnerable populations from systematic health inequities. Example, the CHW testifies at a city council meeting to advocate for funding for mobile health clinics in underserved neighborhoods. So that is the social ecological model. Just understand the main thing is that we utilize this model to understand that sometimes we may not be able to access the individual, but we are able to access and impact the society and the environments that surround the individual, and it could be a trickle down effect, or we can impact the individual, which could impact relationships, community, and also policy changes as well. The best type of solution is one that is able to provide influence at every single level to ultimately impact not just the individual, but the entire community and society as a whole.